What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my DraftKings Showdown breakdown for tonight's Monday Night Football game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, that's the big one, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. Let me know in the comments section who are your favorite options at captain and at utility for tonight's slate. And finally, follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I will release my updated sim results along with the ownership, let you guys know who the best plays are for the game. The high level stuff. 151 points is the average optimal score. 49,400 the median salary used. This one's pretty tight in terms of players on each side. 2.9 for the Cardinals, 3.1 for the Cowboys. Cowboys are 1-point favorites at home tonight, 55-point total against the Cardinals. Now, it is time to dive into the captains. Now, as we look at the captain optimal ownership, there are 5 guys that got into double figures in ownership. Ezekiel Elliott, 11%. Amari Cooper, 13.5%. Kyler Murray, 14.5%. Andy Dalton, 15%. DeAndre Hopkins, 18%. The most owned captain option for me in my sim results. I don't get the sense that DeAndre Hopkins is going to have the most ownership at captain. I assume that'll be either Dalton or Murray, at which point I think that Hopkins is going to look like the best captain option. I can't talk. If we had ownership right now, I would expect it to be less than 18% on Hopkins. I assume he will be my number one option. Dalton could pick up additional ownership just being $4,200 cheaper than Murray at the captain spot. I'm going to keep a close eye on the relationship between both of those guys. But Amari Cooper at 12K, if he doesn't get into double digits in ownership, that's a really sneaky spot that allows you to spend up a little bit more at the utility spot. So if I'm ranking these guys right now, my best guess of the order in which I would want them: Hopkins, Cooper, Murray, Dalton, Zeke. I'm hoping Zeke sort of gets left in the dust and I could pick up a little additional edge, but he's popular, and I think that he could end up being more popular than Hopkins tonight. So again, Hopkins, Cooper, Murray, Dalton, Zeke. Those are my 5 favorite options at captain. After that, you got to get weird with, like, I don't know, Greg Zuerlein for 6,300 and hope for field goals. I don't want to get that crazy, so I'm going to stick with the guys that are making up 80% of the ownership. Now, as we head to the utility spot, the first couple guys in are pretty easy. Andy Dalton is 9,600. He's the 4th most expensive guy, even though he has the 2nd highest projection. You just have to go to Dalton in the utility. He shows up in the optimal lineup 49% of the time. Basically, every other day you sim this matchup, Andy Dalton is going to be in the optimal. Kyler Murray, a close second, 45%. Zeke, 44%. So they are the 3 most likely options to be in the utility. You're probably going to need 2 out of those 3 to be victorious. Then you're taking a step down to 8K, Amari Cooper. All things considered, given Amari Cooper's price, he's probably my favorite play across the board. Hopkins has the 4th most odds of being in the utility spot, and that's when it gets really flat. CeeDee Lamb, Kenyon Drake, Christian Kirk, Michael Gallup, Larry Fitzgerald, Zane Gonzalez, Greg Zuerlein, Dan Arnold, all in the 20s in terms of likelihood of being in the utility spot. $1,200 Dan Arnold obviously stands out a bit. I think he's in the optimal 23% of the time. I don't get the sense that his ownership will be that high, so he is my preferred spend down option. If we're talking about guys that I think will go a little bit under-owned, I think CeeDee Lamb will probably be over-owned. I think Kenyon Drake for 25% is a very good spot. I hate playing him on main slates because the dude just doesn't seem to do anything that I need him to do. I think it's a little bit different in this sort of single game mentality. So I like Kenyon Drake at 6,600. And then again, I'm going to recommend Greg Zuerlein, 4,200 at the utility spot. Shows up in the optimal 26% of the time. That's a pretty big number for this like 3 to 6K range. So Zuerlein, actually, the guy that I have my eye on. But if you're paying all the way down, if you need to save the money, bring on Dan Arnold. Again, it's hard to talk about fades right now without ownership, but I'm expecting CeeDee Lamb to be owned more than 5% in the MVP spot. And by MVP, I mean captain. That's a different site. You guys know what I mean. 5%. If he's owned more than 5% in the captain spot, get him out of there. You don't want it. Kenyon Drake probably going to go a little over-owned in the captain spot. I don't want to go that direction. I'd much rather go to the utility spot. DeAndre Hopkins at utility is the one that I want to pay close attention to. Now, if you're playing one lineup, pretty much anything goes. But if you're playing 150 tonight, I expect DeAndre Hopkins ownership in the utility spot to be north of the 34% that I'm showing. And if that's the case, he's the first guy that I want to try to get away from. I would rather play him more in the captain spot and hope for the big game. But let's just say that he's 40% owned in the utility spot for tonight. I'd rather have like 20%, reallocate some of those Hopkins shares to, I don't know, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk even. Save some salary, make your lineup a little bit stronger in the hole, get away from Hopkins in the utility. I just like him too much at the captain. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. That is my quick look at my favorite captains and utility plays for tonight's Monday Night Football game between the Cardinals and the Cowboys. One last time, please hit the like button. Helps me out a ton. Subscribe to the channel. Helps all of us out a ton. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. Let me know in the comments, who are your favorite captains? Who are your favorite utilities? Who are you fading tonight? Who are the guys that you don't like? That's the more important discussion. Look around for a link somewhere around here where you can click the FanDuel button and go watch the FanDuel version of this video. And finally, follow me on Twitter so you can get updates to these sims 7 p.m. Eastern time. Set your watch, set an alarm, set something, because I will be posting updates at 7 p.m. to my sim results. I'm excited for this slate. I'm excited to see what Dallas looks like with Andy Dalton under center. It's going to be an interesting one. Best of luck tonight, and I will see you guys again for Thursday Night Football.